This morning, we're taking a closer look at how the federal workforce cuts could impact people here in the DMV who aren't a part of that workforce. It's a major concern for one Montgomery County organization that aims to help hungry families. And our Jacqueline Quinn joins us live. Jackie's at the Manna Food Center in Gaithersburg. And Jackie, these workforce cuts are a big deal for farmers who receive federal funding, and you're at one of those farms.
Yes, so the Manna Food Center, they buy food from the farms, and we hear this large number, $1 billion in federal food cuts. What does that mean? Well, we're seeing some of the produce that they buy here, vegetables here, carrots, tomatoes, and I'm joined by Craig Rice, who is the CEO of Manna Food Center here. And so talk a little bit about what this means to people. We hear this big number.
Well, it is a big number, and it really means an impact not only for our farmers, who may end up producing less because their profitability margins are shrinking, but then also the availability of food for us, and our prices go up. So it's a double-edged sword. It really is something where it affects our ability to feed families and, most importantly, our children.
Let's kind of pan around here so you can walk us through. This is a major warehouse. Right now it's busy. You haven't quite felt the impact yet. You're worried about this summer, but we can take a look here, and if you want to talk about these
That's
things.
right. That's right. So, everything that we stock on our shelves is what we want to make sure is stable produce. And that's incredibly important because at a lot of food banks traditionally in prior years, it would be something that would be cans. It would be something that would be canned food, things that are not as healthy for families. But what we realized is we wanted to shift to a model that was more healthy and supportive, understanding that so many of the families that we serve also have health and dietary restrictions and needs. And so from that standpoint, we wanted to make sure that we had fresh items. Well, fresh items cost more money. And they also require partnership with our farmers to make sure that that availability is there. And so those are the kinds of things that I think are really important for us that we're incredibly concerned about.
Now, I know that we were talking about these boxes. Now, at one point they were about $40, $50, and now they're about $72. Have you had to scale back? Because you also supply to schools. I think we're going to see a box here. And now we have newly unemployed people from the federal workforce and just people who are struggling in general.
That's exactly right. And so what happens is when we do our boxes, we normally had a larger distribution before. Because of the costs that have continued to rise and been incredibly expensive for us, it really has meant that we've had to ratchet back a bit. But our need is growing in the community. And so even when it comes to our Smart Sacks program and our school-based programs to where we actually deliver weekend bags to school children so that they can take those home with them, the challenges still remain about affordability. And so those are the kinds of things that for us, we're very concerned about those cuts and how they will then impact the ability for us to serve even more students.
Thank you so much for giving us a look at the big picture here. And again, that's why he's concerned about if these cuts, if they're not reversed, how it could impact some of these families that are in need. For now, I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Jacqueline Quinn for us. Thank you so much, Jackie. We do want to tell you about 3 special events happening to help federal workers get back on their feet. Loudoun County is hosting a job fair. It starts at 10 this morning. It's at the Dulles South Recreation and Community Center. In Maryland, Senator Chris Van Hollen will meet with veterans who've lost their jobs. That happens at noon at Towson University today. And Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton from the district is holding a virtual town hall discussion. And you can join in that virtual meeting starting at 5 p.m. The link is on her website.